Hello friends, Jennifer Pearson here, Thistle Gypsy. I am making this video on 4th of July evening. There's a bit of a lull in the fireworks, but if you hear popping and banging in the background, that's what it is. It's fireworks going off from the neighbors. So this is another screensaver spread. And this is an image, and it just says Bosnia and Herzegovina. I don't know how you say it. Herzegovina. I think it's a specific park that I've seen before. I've seen it pictured before, but they didn't give that. They didn't give a specific area. So there you go. But what it shows is like a beautiful pool. It may be part of a river. I assume it's part of a river, but it's a still part. So you have this beautiful like emerald green pool, and you've got like a wall, a cliff that is covered in foliage, and you have several streams of water coming off of that cliff. So you know it's like a multi-waterfall coming off of the cliff. Really beautiful image. And I'm going to do 7 cards, actually from 2 decks, but I'm hoping this won't be a long video because not long for me, you know, might be long for other people. I would be happy if it was 30 minutes, and it might be under 30 minutes because I don't think it will take a great amount of interpretation. So I have the Enchanted map here, and I have my Vintage Wisdom Oracle, and I'm going to pull 7 cards, and what I'm looking for these cards to tell me is 7 things that will bring me renewal. I realize I need renewal, and that some of the things that I like to do don't necessarily bring me renewal, and so I'm looking for insights into what can bring me renewal. So here we go. Balancing act. Oh my God, that is so true. My entire life is a balancing act. And it's only me. I don't even have children. But still, because of my physical situation and my pets, etc., a balancing act. I have to manage my balancing act. All right. 2, encouragement. Maybe I need to be part of some group or something that gives me some rah-rahs. I need more. I'm taking that to being what that means. I need more rah-rah in my life. More cheering on. I will have to do some thinking about where I would get that. Oh, the bone collector. Oh my gosh, this is about memories. It's a really interesting card to come up. Certainly I do have gratitude. Maybe I need to more actively engage in gratitude for the experiences I've had in the past. This is really interesting. That card doesn't usually come up for me. So I'm wondering if I need to maybe write about them, or what the connection would be. You know, so the question for me is, I'm curious that would come up as a source of renewal. Do I feel gratitude for, you know, it's one of those things that's like, I'm glad I didn't wait until I was old to investigate the western part of the United States, because now I'm older and I don't have that ability. So if I had taken that approach, I would have been screwed. So I'm glad for the adventures that I had when I was younger, and that I did them when I was younger. But along with that would come grief that I have not been able to and cannot, as far as I can see, renew that sort of lifestyle. More exploratory, freewheeling sort of lifestyle that ended with the Lyme disease. So I don't know if this is if this bone collector is kind of like in the fairies oracle. There's what's he calls the guy that finds things for you? Is it Ilby the retriever? That's what it is. Ilby the retriever, who finds things that are lost. And so to reinvigorate lost dreams, that sort of thing. Oh, the One Ring Circus. So this is usually something problematic, but it speaks. This came up in another reading recently, and it came up, I think, in relation to that Emperor reading. Well, it wasn't an Emperor reading. It turned out to be a reading strongly centered on Emperor energy. One of my further explorations from the Bluebeard spread, the Bluebeard Tarot spread, VR to Lisa at Carradwin's Cauldron home. Yeah. So this is normally a negative card, but to me it's telling me maybe to be independent. Either it's telling me to stop being independent or it's telling me to be independent, and I'll have to think about that one. Home. I think that's, the security of home. Enjoy the security of home. And maybe even to take better care of my home, to embrace my home in a new way. So what do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dry desert. To me, this is getting out where it's more spacious. In this deck, in the guidebook, this is supposed to be negative, but this actually doesn't strike me as that negative of a card. To me, this is the beautiful spaciousness that you can find in nature, where there's no noise, there's no traffic noise, there's no human hubbub noise, there's, you can't see any human habitation. Now, that kind of aloneness might scare other people. I find it invigorating. And the last one, right? Uh-oh. Heal the ouch. I need to do some inner healing. And I do feel like that has to do with some emotional healing, probably related to grief. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these up. What will I do? And then on the bottom we had the wide open. So I think that wide open could be interpreted in a variety of ways. But I'm going to see, as I go through the Vintage Wisdom cards and put down those cards, if they will relate in any way with the cards that I had pulled from the Enchanted Map Oracle. So there's healing again. Healing the ouch, and then healing. And again, I do think this has something to do with the Bluebeard spread. In order to honor my healing, I have to work less. So balancing act. Yes, what I just said, right? in order to honor my health, I have to the balancing act is out of kilter, let's just say. The second one, truth. And what was the second one here? Encouragement. Yeah, I'm not sure. You know, because this appears to be the same person, it appears to be a mirror image, you know, a photo manipulation of some kind that's a mirror image. It could mean encouraging myself, but I do feel like this is seeking encouragement from others somehow. And maybe it's saying that I would get more encouragement if I were more honest about what I'm going through. Okay. Transition. And this is quite a transition card because you can see the side that she's standing on is all flowery, and where she's going is more wintry. So, at least on the face of it, it doesn't appear to be a friendly transition, you know. Oh, and that's with the bone collector. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. I think that they do interrelate. I'm not even going to go into that one. I'm not even going to go into it because we'd be here forever if I start going into that one. All right. Oh, surrender. Uh-oh. I think I remember which one this is. Yep. It's this one. So that's being explicit. It's saying that this is the negative thing. You have to surrender being a one-ring circus. I have to surrender my independence to some extent. Oh my gosh. You know, when the cards get a little bit brutal with you, and this is the second message in 2 days that's kind of hammering this home. Just hammering. Perception. So this is an interesting card to come up because to me this is, I mean, it's got the happy and the sad. So it can be about changing your inner perception, but it's also got this theater red. So sometimes to me this has to do with playfulness. So what was it matched with? Home. So I don't know. Sorry about the glare. That's my overhead lighting. I'm not sure how these two have to do with one another. I mean, it could be how I perceive my home. Next, move all of these down. Well, there's balance, second time, balancing act and balance. And this actually has hummingbirds and a little nest, a little hummingbird nest there. So we have the whole home and nesting thing also here. And that is matched with dry desert. So my feeling with this is almost like, even though I'm alone 99%, if you don't include my animals, 99% of the time, I am alone. So I am alone. So you would think And this deck has Solitude, and this deck, I believe, has a Solitude card or something similar to it. Thus far, we have not gotten a Solitude card, so I certainly don't need more Solitude. But I don't think that this is saying that that I don't need solitude. I think it's the type of solitude. So there's the solitude of staying at home all of the time and working at home all of the time, etc. And there's this kind of solitude. And to me, this kind of solitude is completely different. And I think that is the balance it's saying that I need to address and that is lacking, which I was truly being a numbskull about and not even thinking. I was not even thinking about that. There's time in nature, but this is even a different, to me, is a different kind of time in nature. And I'm not even sure where I would find this here. Where I currently live. So, last one. I believe this is the last one. Yep. Harmony. And what was this? Oh, heal the ouch. So again, I don't know if these have any relationship to one another. You know, it could relate back to the encouragement card. Since there's music going on here, it could speak to some extent of actually using music or sound to help with healing. But my first impression with Heal the Ouch and Harmony is that there is some relationship that I need to heal. In which case, I'm not perfectly aware of what relationship that would be. So that might have to be a research for another time for me. So I am going to record these. I did find these very interesting. You know, I don't think there has to be. I was looking for relationships between the two decks, the messages between the two decks, but I don't think there has to be. I think I can take them separately. It would work. I think there were a couple of fairly potent matches between them right there. But, you know, I find value in the messages of both decks. And so I'm glad I did that. And I really need to settle down and do some of the work that's been screaming at me the last couple of days and decisions. Yeah. All right, everybody. Under 30 minutes, I did it. Take care. Bye-bye.